Hello, Gryphon here on this fine day, and I've got something to balk about. And this is something that I'm going to start doing with you guys because sometimes there are political or social issues that I really want to say something about, but I really don't have time to put them in a rant. A rant production takes like several days, and sometimes there are other issues, they're smaller issues, you can tell they're not going to be around for very long, and I miss out on saying things about them. So I'm going to start this, it's going to kind of be a vlog. Social political type of vlog where I throw just some thoughts out from my face and I throw them into your face and hopefully they're valuable somehow. I don't know. So I'm going to start doing this now, and I want to talk about the Furry Raiders thing, the whole issue with the Furry Raiders that just happened recently. I don't know if you guys know who those dudes are, but if you heard about them like I heard about them, then it was basically from other people. I would hear other people, they would come to me and they'd be like, oh, hey, did you hear about the whole furry, oh my God, there's this group in Denver and they're called the Furry Raiders and they're Nazis. And I'm not even talking about like Nazis as in, you know, what social justice warriors say when they disagree with your opinion and call you a Nazi. They were talking about like actual Nazis. They're furries and they're Nazis and they're terrible and they're horrible and hate speech and they're trying to screw up everything and they want to cleanse. I heard that more than once. They want to cleanse the fandom, which in some cases, if they mean clean, then that's not such a bad idea. So that's about what I knew about this group called the Furry Raiders up until just a couple of days ago, and suddenly, I don't know if you guys were there, Twitter exploded. It completely went, it lit up like a dildo on Christmas fucking morning with all this crap about, oh my God, Furry Raiders, they've taken over RMFC. They've taken over a convention, a whole furry con. They've taken it over. Nazis are taking over our con. And RMFC, for those you don't know, Rocky Mountain Fur Con is rather prominent con. It's a really good event. I've been there myself. It's really nice. And now Twitter is lighting it. Well, damn those Furry Raiders, those bastards. They're just being Nazis and trying to shut things. Why do we have to live in a fandom with all this crap going on? And people are asking me what I think of this. They want my commentary on this. So basically, I'm like, well, holy balls, holy dog balls. Well, this must be bad. I mean, people calling these guys furry Nazis and really bad people and hate speech and crap and just dumping all over them. There must be a fucking reason for this. So I got to find out. And my first response when people asked me what my thoughts were on it was, I don't know. I have no idea because I don't know what's going on. I haven't checked into anything. Let me check this out because I had no idea how it started, what was happening, what was going on, or anything. So I took the first step, which is usually one step further than most people go. And I went out and I tried to find out what was going on with this one because, you know, I'm not going to just start spewing off, well, some people said they's bad, so here's my commentary, they's bad. I'm not going to do that because so far all I have is douche McWolf over here, his word that, oh my God, they're furry Nazis and aren't these guys bad? I don't know if they're bad. I don't know. So I'm going to find out. I'm going to take that step and I'm going to actually research this and find out. And so I started asking people, okay, what's with these guys? What did they do? What have they done that's so terrible? What have they done? What have they said? Because I kept hearing hate speech pop up. What have they said? What have they done? And the main response that I got was, well, they're hate speech. They wear an armband. They wear an armband that looks like a Nazi armband. And okay, what do they do? Are they using them to strangle some fuckers? What do they do? What have they said? What have they done? Well, they're just hateful, but the people, they're just taking over the con. Nazis taking over the fucking fur con. Holy balls. So I went a little bit deeper and I'm like, okay, well, it's, you know, I want to know I need to know something here about what's going on with this before I can't just accept, you know, well, they's bad. They's bad. Why are they bad? 'Cause they's bad. I can't accept that. And I am actually rather disappointed that anybody even was accepting that. Because that seemed to be what this whole thing was based on so forth. They's bad because he says they's bad. And he says they's bad because he says they's bad. So they must be bad. And people are pretty much using this response because I'm not getting anything out of anyone. And this is starting to become worrying to me. I'm starting to see a pattern here. So I dug a little deeper and I found this. And this was publicly posted from the Furry Raiders, they are a group. And they do wear these armbands, and this was publicly posted to them about this whole event where they're taking over the FurryCon, RMFC. This is what they said. Good evening. I'm posting on behalf of the Furry Raiders. As a group, we're still in discussion with the RMSC staff on the matter. We're working with them to make sure that any unused rooms are made available for the attendees. The rooms that Furry Raiders group reserved were made available for our friends and members by IGH, or Crown Plaza Denver Airport Convention Center, on January 2016, before the room block officially opened. We're working hard to coordinate all of our Furry Raider group reservations with IGH and RMFC. We should be able to release rooms once IHG removes financial hold on those unused rooms. Our goal with Furry Raiders is to also welcome everyone, and regardless of personal choice or taste. This is something we firmly believe in and share with other furries in the community. We expect that Rocky Mountain FurCon does the same, and for everyone that attends. As long as this continues this way, we don't think there will be a future for RMFC. We want the continued success of RMFC and the enjoyment for many years to come. Kindest regards, Furry Raiders. Whoa. Oh, okay. Okay, now we're stepping too far now. I mean, wanting some equality and acceptance here. Well, this is smacking of Nazism right there. Oh my God. So I found that, and it looks like, okay, well, this is because what they did was they went and they rented rooms for their group for an event that's coming up. And this caused, I don't know how this caused RMFC a bit of problems. And apparently the first thing that happened was RMFC and the Furry Raiders got together and started working this out. So, where's the conspiracy? So I went to their Twitter and I found this from the Furry Raiders. We have released 25 rooms in total after discussions with RMFC Denver and accommodate our guests much more efficiently than before. And before that, they say, please respect RMFC Denver, seeing it was a miscommunication on both sides, which was handled in as professional degree as a convention could have. That's what they say, but what? They could be lying. I mean, what's really going on here? Oh, look at this from the RMFC chairman himself. The chairman would like to issue a correction to the statement posted on April 12th at 7:56 p.m. In that statement, we inferred that the Furry Raiders had refused to release the rooms in their room block. This statement was not entirely accurate. At the time, the Furry Raiders had stated the rooms in the block had been given to members and friends, and from that we inferred that they were refusing to release any of the rooms they had reserved. Since this statement, the Furry Raiders have begun to cancel some of the unused rooms in their reservation and have stated that they will continue to do so for unused rooms. RMFC would like to apologize to the Furry Raiders for any confusion or antagonism this statement might have caused. Again, feedback on this and any other news is always welcome here. If you prefer your feedback private, please leave us a private message and we can send it through the proper channels. So, holy crap. Okay, both sides agree. Apparently what happened is Furry Raiders, they rented out or reserved a bunch of rooms for their group at the hotel. Sounds like they reserved more than they needed. And this concerned RMFC because they're like, oh, you reserved all these rooms and blah, and they're going to, are you trying to reserve empty rooms and just to reserve up all the rooms and we can't have any of our members there? And instantly after that, the Furry Raiders went, no, we're not doing that. Let's work this out. Okay, we're not going to need some of these rooms. So we're releasing the holds on those rooms, and okay, here you are. They released 25 rooms. We don't need those. There you go. Have them right back. Problem solved. RMFC was even big enough to apologize to the Furry Raiders for this, and the Furry Raiders were like, okay, cool, man. It's all a miscommunication. Both sides of this conflict are saying that it was a miscommunication. Problem solved, right? We're all groovy. No, we're not groovy. We're not fucking groovy, because I go back and I'm like, oh, okay, well, here's the problem solved, right? Yeah, well, maybe if they, this and that, but those Nazi bastards and their hate speech, and I'm like, wait, okay. And we're back to the beginning again. What the fuck? People are still calling them Nazis. They're still calling them hateful. They're still saying they have hate speech. And I still, for the life of me, cannot get any information about what they've done to anyone. I mean, I'm not asking for a map to fucking Jimmy Hoffa's burial place here. I'm not asking for the designs for a fucking warp engine here. What did they do? What? Nobody can tell me fucking anything. So I dug even further. I looked at all of the things all of their social media, basically. I looked at everything that they have online, And I found their Twitter account. Twitter account says their goal is to help improve the furry fandom by providing resources and services so everyone has equal opportunity. Just what a fucking Nazi would say. That's exactly what a Nazi would say. Oh, look, they have pictures here. Let's look at the pictures. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's look at the pictures here. Oh my God, those poor children. They're indoctrinating the children. Holy fuck. Look at the terrified faces of all of these people as these horrible Nazis are fucking marching through town and burning fucking Jews and babies and books. And oh my God, how can this go on? How have we allowed this to go on for this long? These horrible fuckers. Oh, no, they're even indoctrinating support animals. And there's the armband. There's the holy crap armband right there in front of everybody. Oh my God, that's hate speech. The armband is hate speech. Okay, that kid right there does look a little bit freaked out.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my God, look at the frowning faces. This is obviously the new Nazi Hitler camp that they're just bringing these children in on. No, oh God, not the military too. They're not, oh no, we're doomed, ladies and gentlemen. We're fucking doomed. They even have a video. Look at the video. Wait, looks innocent enough. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, right there. Right there it is. Teaching the kids how to Nazi salute. Sig Heil, bitches! Okay, so you want my statement about these guys. If they're evil, if they're doing some evil shit, I can't find it. All right, nobody can tell me anything that they've done. The only thing that people have told me that they've done that have been bad is they show up at furry events wearing a fucking armband. Okay, that's it. And well, that's hate speech. Okay, first of all, wearing an armband is not speech. Wearing clothing is not speech. Wearing shoes is not speech. Wearing a fucking hat is not speech. And wearing an armband is not speech. It's an article of clothing. And if you are so offended by an article of clothing that it sends you scurrying to the hills, to be honest, that's on you. That's on you. If you are so sensitive that you can't be around a piece of clothing, then you gave them that power, and that's really your fault. Now, I mean, these guys, okay, maybe they have done something really bad. Maybe they have. I don't know. And that's how I'm going to leave that. I don't know, because I haven't gotten that information. Nobody's been able to tell me anything bad that they've done, except they wear an armband that some people who were doing some bad things wore 70 years ago, and now they're wearing one that looks kind of similar to it. That's the only thing that people have been able to tell me that's bad about that, that's bad about them. Other than that, what I do know is that they apparently rented rooms for their group to show up and patron a local furry event. I know that once there was a confusion about it, they worked it out with the convention. I know that they rented out a theater. They rented out a showing of Zootopia in a theater and invited everyone, all inclusively, to come and watch it for free. If you were a furry, you could come and just watch the movie for free. We rented out a theater. Come watch Zootopia with us. I know they did that. These are some of the things I know. I haven't heard that they've done anything else other than these things that I've heard about, that I know they've done. Now, some people have said, well, they're just using these armbands and they're doing it on purpose to try and disrupt furry events because they know people will be offended. Okay, well, do they have hateful intentions when they're wearing these things around, and are they just trying to run people off? That's possible. I don't know. Maybe they do have underlying hateful intentions. I don't know. But the point is, I don't know, and I can't see it anywhere. And to be very honest, if somebody goes to any event and wears some kind of thing on them that sends all the little triggered snowflakes, heading for the hills, I want to shake that person's hand, because I would much rather stare a Nazi armband in the face than have to stand around talking to people who are going to start telling me that I'm mansplaining or not respecting their gender codes or some bullshit like that, because that to me ruins an event far more than any fucking piece of clothing. But the reason I'm even talking about this and bringing this up is it's not because it has nothing to do with Furry Raiders, and it has nothing to do with RMFC. I am not attacking or defending either RMFC or the Furry Raiders from this whole business. All I'm saying is that I can't find anything on the Furry Raiders that would make me think that I'd need to hate them or start calling them Nazis. And yet all these people out there are calling them Nazis and hateful, and they're still doing it now, even though all this has been resolved, apparently, and nobody can tell me anything that they've done. That's not that they haven't done anything. Nobody can tell me that if they've done something horrible, nobody can tell me what it is. So I don't know. But what I'm worried about here is a more systemic kind of mindset. And that is the fact that this is even going. The whole, furry Nazis and terrible and hate speech and did this and they're awful people. Why is that going on? Because that's what I'm worried about more here. Because we are in a society of, we're in a headlined mindset in the society. People read the headline to a story and instantly think they know what the entire story is about, like to a news story. And that's just not the fact. And the reason that I went and looked this up, I dug into it. And I damn well know that the people who are on Twitter who were calling the people Nazis and continue to call the people Nazis, and some of them were very high profile people in the furry fandom that a lot of people listen to, were yelling and calling them Nazis and hateful people. I know they didn't even look into it at all. They just heard Fuckwolf over here say that they's bad, so now they're going to say they's bad, and they continue to say they's bad, even though all this stuff has been resolved, because I guarantee you they didn't look any further into it. They had a villain, they had somebody evil, that's all they want. They're going to sit there and they're going to continue to vilify them. They don't want to know that they're not evil. They don't want to know that this conflict is solved, because that's no fucking fun, is it? And that mindset, that's what my commentary today is that particular mindset, because that mindset of grabbing a stupid little chunk of, I'm not even going to call it information. I'm just going to say, a stupid little chunk of rumor of something that someone said. You read it online, therefore it must be true. But propagating that and spreading it further and believing it yourself, that damages people. I've seen that ruin people's lives who didn't even deserve it. I've seen people wind up with reputations online that they absolutely never deserved for any reason. And it's simply because somebody just went tackety-tack and made some shit up, and now everybody's fucking repeating it. In a small scale, that's happened to me in my life. I've had people do that. I've had people come back to me. Suddenly people are like on Twitter and they're blowing up over how horrible I am. And I have people finally come back to me and say, "Don't you should apologize for killing your dog?" I've never fucking owned a dog. I don't have a fucking dog. What are you talking about? Somebody typed, Gryphon killed his fucking dog in cold blood with a knife and laughed over his dead body as he pissed on it. And then everybody reads that and they fucking believe it. And they come to me and they're like, what? I don't know where this shit comes from, but it's really not cool. It's not cool to just grab on to some stupid internet headlines or shit you're seeing on Twitter and just automatically assume that it's true. And then, especially when the result is you're going to start calling people Nazis and hateful when you don't even fucking know them and you don't even know what's been going on with that whole situation. You have no idea what they've been doing, yet you're going to propagate hatred towards a group of people, even though you have no idea and you're not even willing to look it up. What's really going on? That is some scumbag shit, and you should not do that. Nobody should do that. I'm not saying that the Furry Raiders are great people. I don't know. So far from what I've seen, I can't see anything they've done wrong, and nobody can tell me that they've done anything that they've done that's wrong. Nobody can tell me anything that's harmful or bad to anyone. If there may be something, but nobody's telling me. Maybe they're keeping it a secret. I don't fucking know. But either way, I'm not going to make a determination about these people, and I'm definitely not going to think that I have enough information to call them hate-speaking, goose-stepping fucking Nazis, because I absolutely have not gotten anything that would give me that impression. And yet there are some people out there that continues to think that they have enough information and know enough things about these people that they can actually say that about them when they don't. They fucking don't. That is harmful. And that is a really, really shallow way of ingesting information. There is a responsibility you have when you are ingesting information, and that is to ingest it responsibly. Don't believe everything you fucking hear. And if you're going to start acting or speaking on something or people or someone that you feel, passionate about, at least have the common courtesy before you start accusing people of doing something or calling them certain names or directing certain emotions toward them. At least have the common decency to look it up, to find out what you're talking about. It's really important to do that. And everybody out there, I know most of you guys are smart. I know most of you guys do this. Some of you, maybe you don't, or maybe maybe this has happened to you. I've probably done it myself in the past, but I just want to say that's really all I'm saying. That's the whole point to this thing this time, is just know what you're talking about. Don't start yelling and screaming about something that you just didn't even bother to look up because it was too entertaining to just go with the crowd and say they's bad because someone else said they's bad, because that does hurt people. And I'm not talking about just hurting their feelings I'm talking about that I've seen people lose their jobs, their families, their friends, their girlfriends and boyfriends, wives, sometimes their livelihood. I've seen people lose serious things over crap just like that. Be more responsible when you're actually, potentially spreading something that could be total bullshit. It could be entire bullshit. Just look it up. Make sure you know what you're talking about before you do this kind of stuff. Be skeptical and informed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Skeptical and informed. Those two things are good. And they wind up making it, a lot harder to actually, wind up making tweets or Facebook posts that you wind up having to regret later because you find out they weren't true, and it's also less harmful to other people. So yeah, just skeptical and informed. And outside of that, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for today. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.